All right, here we go. We got some oil pastels. We're going to be messing with shading and everything, and what you need to do is you need to start with the lightest colors first. If you have white, you can always darken it, but if you have black, it's really hard to lighten it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the same idea as we started. Sometimes these are gross and ooky. The idea, it looks like it's got boogers on it, but it's just another one of these colors. And what you can do is you have a paper towel and you wipe off the end so you can get a nice clean start. So what I would do is I'm going to start with adding a little bit of a highlight, and you're like, I can't even see that, and that's okay. That's okay. We're trying to keep this nice and neat and organized. And then what I could do here is I could start by adding some yellow. And the idea is you get some really cool color down, and you can get some really cool texture with oil pastels, as opposed to just going, yay, coloring. It's not a crayon. It's an actual oil pastel. You can do some really cool things. What I'm doing is I'm going from light to dark, and what I can do is I can label, or not so much label, but overlap everything so that it starts fading. Okay, so I can overlap most of the colors and bring one color into another color, so I can get some lights and some darks and some highlights. As you can tell, I'm starting a sphere, and I might even have to get into some darker red back here, and then maybe even go into some browns so it shows a little bit of that shadow that's down there. And there are white spots now shown in this, and that's not so good. We don't want to have white of the paper showing. You can put more, so I could start with this yellow and bring it up and over the other yellow and have it smear into there a little bit. That works. What you can also do is don't use your regular finger, because they're going to get all gross and smeared everywhere, but you can take a paper towel and wrap it around your finger, and I would start from the light. Don't start with the dark. You're going to smear everything really dark. So I could start with the light, and I could work my way out, and if I wanted to have this blend, I could then blend it so it fades from one color to the next. And so what happened there is I got a little gross right there. So what I have to do, if I needed a nice defined edge, I could take this and sharpen it just a little bit and maybe define the outside edge just a little bit better and then smear it back in. But so I don't have this weird extra smear around here. I could even go, and then I could even go into some dark, into some black here. Obviously I'd want to smear that and blend that together because it's very harsh. And so I could even then do my little shadow situation. But I want to make sure I would take a new clean part of the paper towel and smear that. I just need to make sure that I don't accidentally smear it other places. You do have to watch out if you have fingernails. What you can do is you'll end up making weird lines in your project with your fingernails. So you got to be careful about that. But then you could go back over it and re-highlight. That's the really cool thing. You can re-highlight the white by actually adding some white over that. It does kind of mess up this. So you can do some really cool things. You can also do some really cool texture. You can put a base color down and then put some texture over it, especially if you have texture in your project. When we put these away, they should probably go in order. Oop, I put this out of order. That's unacceptable. So I'm going to take that. I could make sure that I have everything nice and neat and organized. I have the clear tray over it. I have that in there. I want to make sure I clean this up. If you get any on the table, see how it smears. If you get any on the table, you take a paper towel and you go like that, and it will come off. What happens is the heat, the friction will take it off. If you get any on the floor, you put this down on the floor, you step on it, and you go like that, and it will come off. We need to make sure we clean this up. This will ruin your clothes, so be careful. It's oil-based. It won't come off with water. Sound good? Mm-hmm. Good job.